Good morning. Welcome back to my No Name channel. I'm Bruce and this is another Bali COVID-19 update, and I'm a day late because we had a big double birthday party yesterday, and there'll be a video about that in the next day or two. A lot of editing to go into that. And okay, and let's take a look at the numbers as usual. We'll start up with the numbers. And what do we got? 202 new cases. This was as of 2 days ago. I haven't done today's yet. Haven't seen today's yet. So this was yesterday's. 32,185 total positive cases. 28,918 recovered. 867 deaths, and 2,400 active cases. Wow, we are getting down there. We're getting down there. Good news. Okay. Out of the 202 cases, all were Indonesians. 189 were local, 12 were domestic travelers, and one was an international traveler. Numbers by Regency: Badung 54, Bulaang 40, Denpasar 26, Gianyar 25, Jembrana 18, Bangli 14, Tabanan 13, Klungkung 8, and Karangasem 2. Oh, that's good, because I'm planning on going to Karangasem in a few weeks just to take a couple days off. Good news. Okay, and you can see from the chart here that I'm putting up, numbers declining, positive cases. Hooray. Okay, good news. We'll take any good news we can with this. And again, somebody has mentioned, a number of people have mentioned, where are the foreigners? How no foreigners are getting? It doesn't seem like the foreigners are being listed for some reason. Because there was a comment on social media on Jackie Pomeroy's Bali COVID-19 update site on Facebook, and somebody said, "Look, I've got it, and I'm wondering if I'm going to be included next week." And another person said, "Well, we had it, and we were never included." So, what's happening with the foreigners? Why aren't they being included? Are there more cases of foreigners that who have been diagnosed as positive, tested as positive, and they're just not being reported? If so, why not? Or is it that foreigners, a lot of them young, are sick, don't have it very badly, don't think about it, they've got a sore throat, cold, whatever, because that was what one social media commentator mentioned. Said, I had a sore throat, and I had a runny nose, I had a little fever, I didn't think anything about it. It got a little worse. I went in, got tested, I was positive for it, but I'd already quarantined for a certain number of days myself. I just went back and finished my quarantine, so for me it wasn't serious. And that's, people that are anti-COVID, who like to pretend like COVID is not very serious, will take that and say, see, but if you pay attention to what's happening and you see people who have really been sick, or there was an interesting report on the news yesterday about people who 9 months later still suffering, people who can't breathe, and if you've ever had an illness where you can't breathe, where you're having difficulty breathing, you know how spooky, scary that can be when you're gasping for breath. So anyway, that's what's happening with the foreigners. And so, okay, overall good news. Let's hope that we get the same thing next week. And let's go on to the first story of the day. Okay, and so, first up, the vaccines. So, Bali residents expected to receive vaccines by August. Okay, and so the vaccination program is already underway, and the first phase, which is our medical workers, is almost complete, according to the article down below. Approximately 85% of all medical workers, health workers, have been vaccinated, and the rest are supposed to be finished up by the end of this month, with the exception of some people who have not been vaccinated because of comorbidities and age. And so that's first phase, so that's good. And second phase is beginning in just a few days. Today is December, February 22nd. So the second phase is set to begin, and 130 new doses have just arrived at the airport, links below, and they're going to be used in the second phase. And the second phase will be government officials, senior residents over the age of 60, teachers, market sellers, people in the tourism industry, basically people that are having a lot of contact. This phase should be completed by July. There are 663,000 people in this target group. And then the third phase will begin around August, and that will be everybody else, all the people that are left. But who knows? Maybe we'll get ahead of target. This is almost the end of February, right? So we've got March, April, May, June, July. That seems like a lot of time to vaccinate this second phase, but I don't know. We'll see. But we're going. So good news, right? Good news on top of the number. Good news. So this is a good news week. Happy about that. Okay. So vaccinations underway. Next phase. Next story. Bali Airport has reduced the operating hours. So Singaraja Airport has reduced operating hours. It's a few days ago. The airport now is in operation from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. Used to be open until 11 p.m. This decision was made in consultation with the airlines, and the reduction is due to low flight traffic. There's just not enough planes coming in, right? This is not an international airport right now. It's only receiving domestic flights, and so they want to cut down on cost. And the general manager of the airport, Paka Harry Sakato, said the reduction is only temporary and it can be changed at any time. And strict prevention protocols are going to continue to be in place to ensure passengers' safety. Yeah. Is that good news or bad news? Neither. Kind of neutral. Well, I know some people that are flying in from Jakarta. The airlines have had to reschedule because some planes were coming in late as of the new operating hours, and so there's been some rescheduling. But overall, not a biggie. Okay, and next story is one close to my heart. The fabled North Bali Airport. What is happening with the North Bali Airport? Now, this has been going on for, I don't know how many years. Talk about Bali airports, and then it got really rolling during Governor Pastika's term as the head of Bali, Bali's governor, and so this is a long-awaited, much discussed, controversial airport, and it seems to be in a state of limbo again. So I've talked about this on some videos a while ago. Commission 4 from the Indonesian House of Representatives, and they're in charge of forestry, farmland, things like that, has urged the Bali government to reconsider its plans to open up the airport due to its impact on the surrounding environment. So a little backstory here. The airport was at one point going to be in Kubatambahan, which is to the east of us, and not that far to the east of us. Kubatambahan is about 10 kilometers from my house, 10.5 where I take the turnoff to go up into the mountains towards Kintamani when I'm going to Ubud. And so the airport was going to be there, and there were a lot of discussions. They were going to build an artificial, kind of like an island, and then they were going to have it over here and some land. But there were problems with temples and some historical sites. It was a lot of issues. A lot of people bought up land. There was a big land buying thing, land rush at the time. And so the airport was going to be there. I was very, very pessimistic about that because of the impact that would have had on Singaraja, and particularly the area of Singaraja that I live in, because this is where the traffic goes through, right in front of my house, basically, that goes coming from Java and going over to Padang Bai, to other islands. A lot of big trucks, a lot of traffic, and the airport would have just made it even more hectic, more dangerous, more congested. But what have I got to say about it? And then it was switched over to West Bali, and part of the airport would be in the West Bali National Park. The West Bali National Park is home to a number of protected species, including the Bali starling, and a monkey called, has a variety of names, but one of them is the Javan leaf eater, which is from East Java and West Bali, located there. And there's a few villages there that are impacted. So this seems to have occurred in conjunction with the election of a new governor, Governor Koster. And so, according to Commission 4, one of the members of Commission 4, because of local concerns, the site was changed to the west part of the North Coast, land that included West Bali National Park. The park is home to a number of protected animals and various ecosystems. So this is talking about why it got switched, and senators from Commission 4, representatives from Commission 4 made a visit to the West Bali National Park office to discuss the project with the landholders and local officials. And after discussion, the committee member, Pak Gosadi, indicated that the development of this project should be declined by the commission, and he said, this ambitious project could potentially harm the ecosystem in the national park and destroy the habitat of Jalak Bali, that's the Bali starling, and other protected animals in Indonesia. The noise of the airplanes on the runway could stress and harm the animals. We obviously don't want them to be extinct in the future. Okay, and so if the airport, as it's planned, is built in the site of the West National Park, West Bali National Park, an estimated 63 acres of land from there are going to be taken, I think, from the runway. And my son-in-law was showing me some plans. It looks nice, but do we want that in the national park? And he also noted, Pak Gosadi, also noted the changes in planned location of the airport may interfere with the rights of local residents upon the land, so that investors may come in to try to take the land. In fact, that's been happening. There have been protests, which I commented on in an earlier vlog. And so, what's the situation? Well, the Commission for has requested provincial government to supply more studies and to delay the project. It doesn't cancel the project. It says it requests them to delay the project until more studies can be done, showing the impact and explaining why the airport, why exactly the airport has been placed there and not somewhere else. So, what's going to happen to the airport? Again, we're back in a state of limbo. Nobody knows what's happening. Maybe the governor does, but certainly the people aren't aware of it yet. And so the saga will continue, and there'll be more news as it comes up. This is something that impacts me, so I'm interested, really interested. I'm interested in everything about Bali, but particularly interested in things that happen here in North Bali. Okay, and so last one. Okay. More on foreigners in Bali. Okay, so let's get real. What is happening here? Okay, the viral issue last week was a young Russian influencer thought that she would promote wildlife protection by lying nude on the back of a Sumatran elephant and posting this short little video on her Instagram account. And she has, I don't know, 500,000 followers or something. The post was titled, Capturing Natural Vibes. According to the Coconut News source, there's compelling evidence that shows that this was filmed in Bali, where she's been staying reportedly for the last few months. So this posting has received a huge amount of comments, both positive and negative. Positive ones, oh, she's beautiful, or very, very artistic. Negative ones, this is not in accordance with Balinese customs to be taking nude photos of yourself and posting them on social media. According to the Bali Tourism Agency Chief, Pak Putu Astawa, they are investigating this incident, and he noted, if there is such a video, it surely does not meet the norms that we are promoting as part of tourism in Bali. Okay, the young lady defended herself in a post in both English and Indonesian, and on her Instagram account, and said that she's been doing charity work. So this is another person that's been caught doing something against local customs and is defending themselves by saying, look, I'm giving people money here. I should be allowed to do what I want to. And donating money, so she was doing charity work and then donating money to the animals and people of the village where the shoot took place. She noted, and I quote, "We love Bali. We love Bali culture and respect Indonesian rules. Please, sorry if you see something else in this." Obviously, she's not aware of the cultural norms here and the laws pertaining to what you can put online. Plus, Sumatran elephants are on the critically endangered list, so using them for nude photo shoots as a way to protect them, very controversial. Okay. And as I mentioned last week, we had the escaped Russian. He's still out, and so they're continuing to be wanted posters spreading through social media. He's apparently doing a good job of hiding with his face and the female's face as well, who assisted him allegedly being spread throughout social media. He must be lying low if he's still on the island. And another one, yeah, and this one just went viral yesterday or the day before yesterday. A young woman not wearing a mask, not wearing a helmet, blocking traffic downtown in a very busy section of the road in Denpasar, while police are trying to get her to pull her bike over to the side because she's driving without a helmet or a mask, and she's refusing to do that. This video is there. Indonesian guy videoed it and made a comment, more boulays causing problems in Bali. And she was eventually, it wasn't shown in the video, but eventually the cops got her to pull over. They confiscated the motorbike, and she was given a ticket, according to one source, and her name was taken down and most likely sent to immigration. Now, one of the unfortunate things is that when this first came out, and I watched the story as it was developing on social media, people immediately assumed she was Russian, even though there was no proof of that. Why? Because Russians have been, for better or worse, in the news a lot for poor behavior in Bali, and so people just assumed. Well, it turned out to be that she is Russian, but this is creating a very negative atmosphere, both among the Western community and the local community towards Russians. So that's really unfortunate to see, because what a few idiots do shouldn't reflect on one nationality. Yeah, it's, crazy foreigners here. And what did the government do? Of course, and I mentioned this last week, right? They said, well, okay, let's bring more foreigners in. We can't control the ones that are here. They don't want to follow the rules, so let's bring some more in. Okay. So, okay, this has been a good week. I'm happy. I'm looking forward to things getting better. Is that justified? A little bit by the numbers, and so I'm hoping to. People keep asking me, when do you think this is going to end? I don't know. I've heard people say December. Dr. Fauci in America said we should be back to normal by Christmas. Well, that's still 10 months away. But hey, if we can get back to normal or some kind of normal, but I've also heard him say we'll be wearing masks through all of next year too. So let's try to think positive this week. Okay, and thanks for viewing. Stay safe. Follow the rules. If you're here, please wear a mask. It's not that difficult. And be kind to someone today. And see you next time.